Islam arrived in Kerala through Arab traders during the time of Prophet Muhammad. CE 570 CE 632. Kerala has a very ancient relation with the Middle East even during the pre-Islamic period. Muslim merchants, Malik Dina, settled in Kerala by the 7th century AD and introduced Islam. The Cheraman Juma Masjid, said to be the very first mosque in India, situated in Kodungalur Taluk, in state of Kerala. According to a tradition, Cheraman Perumal, the last of the Chera kings, became Muslim and travelled to visit Prophet Muhammad, and this event helped the spread of Islam. Kerala Muslims are generally referred to as Mappilas in Kerala. They share a common language, Malayalam, with the rest of the population and have a culture commonly regarded as the Malayalam culture of Kerala with an Arabian blend. Islam is the second largest practiced religion in Kerala next to Hinduism. Muslim population form 26.56% of the population of Kerala. Islam is also the fastest growing religion in Kerala due to the birth rates. Background. Prior to the independence of India, the present-day state of Kerala comprised the three areas known as Malabar district, Travancore and Kochi. There had been considerable trade relations between Arabia and Kerala even before the time of Islamic Prophet Muhammad. Islam might have been introduced in the region by the Arab traders in the 7th or 8th century AD. Like the Jews and Christians, the Arabs also settled down at Kranganore and established a separate colony of their part of the town. According to a tradition, Cheraman Perumal, the last of the Chera kings, became a convert to Islam and travelled to Mecca, and this event helped the spread of Islam. The patronage of the Zamorans of Kozhikode was also an important factor in the spread of Islam in North Kerala. The Muslims were a major power to be reckoned with in the kingdom and had great influence in the court. The arrival of the Portuguese in 1498 checked the then well-established community's progress. However, in the later colonial period, Muslims increased by conversion, chiefly among the outcast Hindu groups of southern interior Malabar, as Muslim traders turned inland in search of alternative occupations to commerce. By the mid-18th century, the majority of the Muslims of Kerala were landless labourers, poor fishermen and petty traders, and they were in a psychological retreat. This trend was reversed during the Mysore invasions of the late 18th century. For a little over a quarter of a century after 1766, the Muslims were a dominant community. The victory of the British and princely Hindu Confederacy in 1792 placed the Muslims once again in economical and cultural subjection. Tipu Sultan, Villain a Hero, an anthology. Page 38. By Sita Ram Goal less than, ref greater than. European era. The monopoly of overseas trade in Malabar was safe with the Arab Mappila alliance until the arrival of Portuguese in Kerala. At the time, a good number of Mappilas were enlisted in the naval force of Zamorin, the ruler of Calicut. The naval chiefs of the Zamorin were usually from the Mappila community. They were given the title of Marakar. Initially, Portuguese traders were successful in reaching an agreement with the Zamorin and hence got support from Mappilas. However, fearful of losing their monopoly in the trade routes to Europe via the Indian Ocean, the Mappila merchants persuaded the Zamorin to attack the Portuguese, killing the traders left behind by Vasco da Gama. This led to war between Calicut and the returning Portuguese fleets, who allied with a Hindu rival in Kochi. During this period, Portuguese forces tried to establish monopoly in spice trade using violent methods against the Arabs and other Muslim merchants from the Middle East. The possibility that a few Muslim traders from Basra, Damascus, Tunis and Egypt joined the Mappila community during this period cannot be ruled out. Portuguese-Zamorin relation deteriorated and the military of Zamorin, including Mappilas, engaged the Portuguese colonial forces in 1524 CE. The Portuguese attacked and looted the town of Calicut. They set the town to fire and, in the arson, many buildings including the Jami Mosque of Mappilas were destroyed. Ships containing trading goods were drowned, along with thousands of merchants and their families. Anyone who was an Arab was killed. All this resulted in the Mappila losing control of the spice trade they had dominated for more than 1,000 years, as well as losing more than half of their population at the hands of their enemy. In the Mysorean invasion of Kerala, Mappilas gave support to the invading military of Hyder Ali in 1765. In the following Mysorean rule of Malabar, Mappilas were favoured against the Hindu landlords of the region, and the most notable advantage for the community during this time is the grant of customary rights for the Mappila tenants over their land. However, such measures of the Muslim rulers widened the communal imbalance of Malabar, and the British colonial forces, taking advantage of the situation, allied with the Hindu upper caste communities to fight against the Mysore regime. The British won the Anglo-Mysore War against Tipu Sultan and, consequently, Malabar was organised as a district under Madras Presidency. The British repaid landlord communities with this slew of measures, the first one being the abolishing of tenant rights over land. The partisan rule of British authorities brought the Mappila peasants of Malabar into a condition of destitution, which led to a series of uprisings against the landlords and British. There was a recurrent form of violent protest known as the Mappilas outrages, 1836 to 1919, and the Mappila Rising, 1921-22. The Malabar Rebellion was an armed uprising in 1921 against British authority and Hindu landlords in the Malabar region by Mappila Muslims, and the culmination of a series of Mappila revolts that recurred throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries. The 1921 rebellion began as a reaction against a heavy-handed crackdown on the Khilafat movement by the British authorities in the Iranad and Valavanad taluks of Malabar. In the initial stages, a number of minor clashes took place between Khilafat volunteers and the police, but the violence soon spread across the region. The Mappilas attacked and took control of police stations, British government offices, courts and government treasuries. The largely Kudayan tenant Mappilas also attacked and killed Jami landlords. The Muslim community of Kerala was also influenced by the wind of change in the 20th century. Social and religious leaders worked hard for social uplift and moral regeneration in society, exhorting Muslims to give up all un-Islamic practices and to take to Islamic education. They also promoted education of women. The Muslim community of Kerala was also influenced by the wind of change in the 20th century. Social and religious leaders worked hard for social uplift and moral regeneration in society, exhorting Muslims to give up all un-Islamic practices and to take to Islamic education. They also promoted education of women, communities and denominations. In terms of denomination, absolute majority adheres to Sunni Islam. The modern theological orientations amongst the Sunni Muslims of Kerala are primarily divided into 4. App Sunnis, Ek Sunnis, Mujahids, Salafis, and Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. Though all these belong to the Sunni branch of Islam, the Sunnis referred here are identified by their conventional beliefs and practices in adherence to the Shafi'i madhab, while the other two theological orientations, the Mujahids and the Jamaats, are seen as movements within the Sunni Islam. A minor group of followers may be found with Tablighi Jama. However, Indian law regards Ahmadis as Muslims, but all other Muslim sects consider them as non-Muslims. A landmark ruling by the Kerala High Court on 8 December 1970 in the case of Shihabuddin Mbichi Koya Thangal vs. K. P. Ahmed Koya. Citation A. I. R. 1971 Ker 206 upheld their legal status as Muslims. Ahmadis were not allowed to sit on the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, which is regarded in India as representative of Muslims in the country. Culture. Opana. It is a popular form of social entertainment among the Mappila community of Kerala, South India. Prevalent all over Kerala. It is generally presented by females numbering about 15, including musicians, as a part of wedding ceremonies a day before the wedding day. The bride, dressed in all finery, covered with gold ornaments, is the chief spectator. She sits on a pitam, around which the singing and dancing take place. While they sing, they clap their hands rhythmically and move around the bride using simple steps. 2 or 3 girls begin the songs and the rest join the chorus. Mappila Partakal. Mappila Paratu or Mappila song is a folklore Muslim devotional song genre rendered to lyrics in Arabic-laced Malayalam by Muslims and Mappilas of the Malabar belt of Kerala in South India. Mappila songs have a distinct cultural identity, as they sound a mix of the ethos and culture of Kerala as well as West Asia. They deal with themes such as religion, love, satire and heroism. Most of the Mappila Partu are mixed with Malayalam, Hindi, Urdu, Persian, Arabic, Tamil etc. It keeps many ishals, tunes, prasams, rhyming parts, and things like that. Moyankutty Vijaya is one of the oldest poets in Mappilapattu. Kolkali. Kolkali is a popular dance form among the Mappila Muslims in Malabar. It is played in group of 12 people with 2 sticks, similar to the Dandiya dance of Gujarat. Duffmuttu. Duffmuttu, also called Duvmuttu, is an art form prevalent among Mappillas. Using the traditional duff, or dav, also called stapita, participants dance to the rhythm as they beat the duff. Arabana Muttu. Arabana Muttu or Arabana Muttu is an art form prevalent among Muslims in Kerala state of South India. Named after the Aravana, a handheld, one-sided flat tambourine, a drum-like musical instrument, derived from Arabia. It is made of wood and animal skin, similar to the duff but a little thinner and bigger. In the opinion of Becca Edakaji, a noted Arabana musician, the ritualistic performance of Arabana Refa Ralthi Muttu has been mistaken for Arabana Kali Muttu, which is purely for entertainment, while the former is almost extinct. The latter, known for its aesthetic appeal, is the one presented nowadays. Quote, Muttam Vilayam. Muttam Vilayam is a traditional orchestral musical performance popular among Muslim community of Kerala, India. It is basically the confluence of 3 musical instruments, Kujal, Chenda and Sharia Chenda. Muttam Vilayam is also known by the name of China Muttu. Vatapattu. Vatapattu is an art form once performed in the Malabar region on the eve of the wedding day. The Muslim art form is traditionally performed by a group of male members from the groom's side, with the Puttiyapilla, the groom, sitting in the middle. Its songs will usually be commemorating the wedding ceremony of the Prophet in a blend of different languages including Arabic, Malayalam and Urdu. A lead singer will sing the first line which will be repeated by the rest. Besides the lines praising the groom, the song will also comprise description of the wedding scene, including the special spread prepared by the mother-in-law for the groom. In traditional costumes, mostly white dhuti, kurta and a turban, The participants sing and clap together either sitting or in a standing position. See also caste system in Kerala. Further reading. Goff, E. Kathleen, 1961. Nayars. Central Kerala. In Schneider. David Murray. Goff, E. Kathleen. Matrilineal Kinship. University of California Press. ISBN 978-0-520-02529-5. Dr. S. Sharafuddin. Religion. Islam. Malayalam Manorama Yearbook 2006. Kottayam, India. 2006 ISSN 0970-9096.